Hi, we are Group 5 from Class 22D. My name is Tong Shilo with matric number 221240257. Today we were presenting on the topic of International Human Resource Management Practice with a special focus on Teltonika Malaysia Sendirian Berhad. Teltonika is a global tech company from Ruhania known for IoT product, router, GPS tracker, and modems. It operates in over 150 countries with a growing presence in Southeast Asia. In Malaysia, Teltonika handles both sales and regional HR operation. For this study, we had the opportunity to explore the practical application of IHRM through an interview with Mr. Gaurav Verogov, the HR manager in Teltonika, Malaysia. We focus on four main areas, which is international labor relationship, global talent manager, international composition, and general IHRM challenge. Hi, we are Group 5 from Class 22D. My name is Tong Shilo with matric number 221240257. Today we were presenting on the topic of International Human Resource Management Practice. To gain real-world insight into IHRM, our team conduct a one-on-one interview with Mr. Gaurav Verogov, the HR manager at Teltonika, Malaysia. The interview took place on 4th May 2025 via Google Meet and lasts about 2 hours and 45 minutes. We focus on four key areas, which international labor law and labor relationship. Next, global talent management, including recruitment, training, and development. Next, international compensation management, such as handling cost of living and tax rules in different countries. Lastly, general IHRM challenges like cultural integration and legal compliance.
There are several important findings in the interview. First, under international industrial relations, Teltonika emphasized strict confidentiality through NDA, especially when working on cross-border projects. HR also plays a vital role in staying up to date with local labor laws, ensuring legal compliance across different regions in Malaysia. Despite having no union in its Malaysian branch, HR acts as a neutral bridge to address employee concerns yearly and prevent potential conflicts like strikes. Next, in global talent management, Teltonika uses a standard 4-step hiring process globally but adapts to local cultures. For instance, avoiding reference checks in Japan. Training is tailored through DNA to close skill gaps, and the company values cultural diversity while ensuring candidates fit into existing team dynamics. In addition, for international compensation management, Teltonika applies a consistent global pay structure that locally adjusted. Salaries are set using internal market research, not cost of living. Although managing expatriates in Malaysia is complex due to tax and immigration issues, Teltonika ensures fair treatment through expat support and local compliance.
In general IHRM challenges, one of the key challenges in IHRM is managing diverse cultural backgrounds, which affect how employees communicate and what they expect at work. If not handled this properly, this can lead to misunderstandings. At Teltonika, HR addresses this by promoting a culture of mutual respect and inclusion. They discourage overly personal questions and train employees through onboarding and cross-cultural awareness programs to ensure smooth collaboration across regions. In international labor relations, in terms of alignment and practice, in line with institutional theory, Teltonika's HR practices are tailored to meet each host country legal framework. This is further supported by the legalistic model, where any termination must be justified with just cause and excuse. In practice, this means HR places strong emphasis on confidentiality through NDAs, carefully adapt to differing labor laws in Peninsula and East Malaysia, and ensure full compliance with local employment regulations. For global talent management in terms of structure but adaptive, Teltonika implements a standardized 4-stage recruitment process across Asia, ensuring global consistency and alignment with industry best practice. However, for training, they follow a locally adapted approach, customizing content based on each team's needs. This is guided by local responsiveness and contingency theory, where training needs analysis is conducted with input from both managers and employees to ensure relevance and effectiveness.
For international compensation and benefit, Teltonika takes a hybrid approach combining polycentric and geocentric models. While salary structures follow internal framework and adjust to local market rates, challenges appear due to lack of centralized standardization, especially in permit management and tax compliance. For expatriates, tax matters often need third-party support, exposing HR system limitations. From an ethical and strategic perspective, Mr. Gaurav emphasized empathy, fairness, and respectful handling in sensitive matters like termination, aligning with soft HRM, the Harvard framework. However, Teltonica's IHRM remains reactive due to lack of unified global standard, complicating legal adaptation and expatriate compensation. Teltonica used multi-stage interview and centralized hiring, showing they likely use tools like ATS. This support talent management and align the best practice and resource-based view. They also apply competency matrices and performance review, hinting at HR analytics. However, reliance on manual training and external consultant for payroll and TNA shows HR tech isn't fully integrated yet across our region.
Teltonica should first make regular investment in training for HR staff, considering the difficulties of navigating various labor laws and trade union environments across various nations. This is consistent with Mr. Gaurav's focus on training to close the gap between theory and practical application. More, putting in place a proactive program for employees' relation could help prevent discontent from turning into strikes. For example, stating a frequent and organized feedback channel such as small meeting or employees over satisfaction surveys can help HR team in seeing possibility problem early and serving as a mediator to settle disputes. In terms of talent management, Teltonica could improve its international hiring and training procedures by implementing across structural competency training to reduce cultural misunderstanding and better integrate diverse workforce. Customized onboarding and continuous diversity and inclusion programs could improve cooperation between officers and promote a more welcoming culture. Finally, more structured guidelines that balance localized flexibility with standardized practices by combining global compensation framework with local market benchmarking would improve Teltonica's approach to compensation management.
From my reflection, Mr. Gaurav provided me a valuable insight into the real world of human resource across borders. Mr. Gaurav's experience in adapting policies that respect Malaysia's cultural and legal environment shows the importance of local responsiveness with global context.
What stood out most from the interview is that HR goes far beyond rules and procedures. It is really about people, culture, and ethics. I understand how Teltonica balances global strategies with local adaptation, ensuring that their HR practices remain fair and culturally sensitive. Managing expatriate involves navigating complex systems, legal requirements, and most importantly, understanding the human side of relocation and adjustment. This experience made me interested in international HRM and helped me see how meaningful and impactful the role can be when it is driven by both strategy and empathy.
One of the most eye-opening influences from the interview was getting a deeper understanding of the complexity involving in the management global compensation. I always thought that multinational companies simply set a standard pay rate and apply it everywhere. But through Mr. Gaurav's explanation, I realized that compensation involved much more than just salaries. One of the biggest challenges I faced during the interview was dealing with some of Mr. Gaurav's explanations that were very detailed and complex. This forced me to think critically to his responses to ensure I understood them correctly.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Arif. My reflection is I get to know that managing people from different countries means changing global rules to fit local culture, like allowing time for Friday prayers in Malaysia. Secondly, I get to know that managing workers from other countries is not just about hiring them. It also involves dealing with issues like immigration and taxes, which HR managers need to understand.
My reflection is, this interview was a valuable learning experience that helped me understand how international HR function in real business settings. The live interview session offered practical insights into handling cross-border HR challenges, such as cultural adaptation and compliance with local laws. It was eye-opening to see how theory translates into real strategies used by global companies. Overall, this project strengthened my understanding and appreciation of IHRM as a crucial aspect of international business.
My name is Chong Siu Lo. I learned that HR is not just about policies and procedure, it's also about understanding local laws, different cultural background, and how to balance global strategy with local needs. HR manager need to handle employee relationship, expatriate management, tax rules, and cultural issues at the same time.